Hey everybody, Mr. Chainsmoker here, and today I have some more bizarre news stories for you. But first, I have something that I need to get off my chest. As tempting as it is for me to jump in with everyone covering the news over the firing of FBI Director James Comey, and solely because of the absolutely ridiculous nature in which he was fired, I wanted to say that that is not what I made this channel for, and that it will never be about covering politics. I am the kind of person who loves everything about politics. I wanted to go to school for political science and become an attorney eventually, and maybe even run for office someday. But after 2016, I was just absolutely sick of it all. Regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, regardless of whatever you believe, I know there are many out there who feel the exact same way as me, and I know you're just sick of it being in your face all the time. Sometimes it feels like you can't go a single place on the internet without some breaking news story of this politician said this or that, and then arguments ensue over the most stupid things, and it just gets exhausting. I'm exactly one of those people, and that's the main reason I made this channel. It was to cover the less impactful but nevertheless entertaining news stories, convey real stories to people, but not have the constant in-your-face political digest of the mainstream media and other media outlets. For many of us, it has become so stressful to even bother turning on the news because everything's become so spiteful, petty, and annoying. And both sides are absolutely guilty of it. It's not just one. If you're a person who's sitting here right now and you disagree with that statement, trust me when I say that it's all getting to you like it's been getting to me. We're now in a time where shouting at each other instead of having valuable discussion seems to be the status quo, and I hate that. We are now in a time where everything is under a microscope and politicized to the fullest extent. It'll be talked about day and night until the next thing takes its place. And I really just think we need a break from that. And I'm not saying anybody who feels the same as I do has become apathetic to it, but just sick of it. I think there comes a point for each of us where we can only deal with so much of it. Many have not hit that point yet, but I have, and I've been actively avoiding political topics like the plague for months now. And if you're a person who's also hit that point like me, welcome. Just know that going forward, this channel will never be about that. If you, like me, are just sick of the politics and want to hear some news while being entertained, then that's what I'm going to be striving for with this channel. Regardless of how many people ever do or don't watch my videos, it will always be no politics. Just news and stupid people, I promise. Alright, good. Now that I got that out of the way, let's get into the news, of which I have two stories today since I had to make time for that little disclaimer. Today I am taking you to Arizona. Arizona radio station stops airing advice on hiding child pornography. Like, Jesus Christ, Arizona, come on. Why was this ever a thing to begin with? Okay, you know what? Fuck it, let's just do this. According to the article, a public service announcement about tips on avoiding prosecution over possessing child pornography was broadcast for 2 years by country music radio station KABE 97.7. This went on for 2 fucking years. 2 years. One woman on Facebook also alleged that she's been hearing them for 3 years. So, for 2 or 3 years, this was happening. Did nobody ever think to, maybe contact someone to ask why a PSA is explaining how to avoid being prosecuted for child pornography? No, that never threw up any red flags for you? Okay, Arizona. You do you. You do you. Paul Lotzov, the man behind the recording and self-proclaimed KABE manager of KABE 97.7, who is shitty at puns, apparently offered lots of what the article calls practical advice in the recording. See, that's how you do a pun, Paul. You fuck. Some of these fantastic bits of advice include Paul reminding you that your ISP can report you to authorities for having child pornography on your computer. Reminding you that you, your family, and Arizona taxpayers will be saved a lot of grief by just not getting caught. Yes, by not getting caught, as opposed to not fucking having child porn in the first place. Can we just all agree that having child pornography on your computer is not something that should ever happen in the first place? I really truly hope that we are all on the same page on this. Like, where are we in the world where predators need their own PSAs? I think Paul Lotzov just really wanted to be the anti-Chris Hansen. But wait, there's more. The article later goes on to clarify about just what got the PSAs to stop. Apparently, after 2 years, there was finally some public outcry and a local TV report which drew the attention of the local sheriff as well as advertisers on the station. It was only after rightfully disgusted advertisers started pulling their advertisements that lots of withdrew the broadcasts. Apparently money talks more than years of prison and a life on the sex offender list. And this not going to shock you, but he defended himself. According to the article, in interviews he stated that he's against Arizona's law that punishes those who possess child pornography with a minimum of 10 years in prison for each violation. How are you against that? According to the local news station KVOA, Lotsov said there's no picture in the world that's that dangerous. At this point, I think we can just all agree that Paul Lotsov is a cunt. He's also clearly never watched To Catch a Predator, and I really suggest you take a look at that before saying pictures can't be dangerous. I really feel like I'm going crazy when I read shit like this. This shouldn't be normal. It really just shouldn't. Jesus, Paul Lotsov really needs you. So just take the wheel from him as fast as possible. But anyways, on to our final story. Fearing anti-Semitism, some American Jews are reclaiming German citizenship because nobody has a record of treating Jews better than Germany. This story is actually quite sad for a few reasons. One, according to the article in the Anti-Defamation League, reports of anti-Semitic incidents in the U.S. are up 86% this year. But there's an even more sad reason. Larry Klein, whose parents fled to the U.S. to avoid Nazi persecution, has said that the current tone of the U.S. is disturbing at this point in time and finds Germany to be a better fit. This might be the only time in history a Jewish person has said that Germany is a better fit for them. Just think about that. Just think about that for 1 minute. Just let it settle in. But continuing on, according to, and I'm really going to butcher this, Consul General of Germany in Boston, Rolf Horlemann, only 13 people of Jewish origin reclaimed their German citizenship through the consulate in the first quarter of 2016. However, that number nearly quadrupled to 49 in the first quarter of 2017. But in a way, the story does have a silver lining. Linda Human learned a lot about her family through the process of obtaining German citizenship. She learned about the orphanage her aunt and father were raised in, both of whom were Holocaust refugees. While that's all tragic, a woman did get to learn about her family history that she never knew prior to this. And with a situation as horrible as all of this, she at least had something that she could smile about at the end of the day. She got closer with her family line. But that's all I've got for you today. Links to the articles will be in the description, and I encourage you to go check them out, read them yourself. If you like what I'm doing and you want to see more, please be sure to like and comment. It really helps out a lot. I put out videos every Monday and Friday, but be sure to subscribe because you'll know exactly when they come up then. But I also want to leave you with a question. What are you sick of? As I said earlier, for me right now, it's just politics in general, but I would love to know your thoughts, though. My name is Mr. Chainsmoker, and that is my show, but thank you for watching.